Right now at 6, closing a day early. The city is shutting down a daytime warming shelter. And bad news for breweries. A spike in cost of a key ingredient is forcing at least one local brewer to pass costs on to the consumer.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Ken Kozarowski. The city of La Crosse is cutting their warming shelter hours short. The last day of the shelter at the Southside Neighborhood Center is tomorrow instead of this Thursday, February 2nd. City officials say it's because of a change in the weather forecast. If you or someone you know needs help finding shelter, call 211 or the Reach Center. That number right there on your screen. And since the city's talking about the forecast, let's talk with the chief of the forecast, Bill Grahl.
You know, to be honest, it's not changing that much. I mean, it's going to be warmer tomorrow, don't get me wrong, 20s, but blustery on Thursday with temperatures in the upper teens. Friday is going to be bitterly cold again, though, with highs only in the single digits. And Thursday night is going to be very similar to last night and this morning. And look at these numbers. Teens and 20s below zero. 24 below at the Sparta Fort McCoy Airport, Black River Falls Airport at 28 below, 19 below in Eau Claire, and 12 below in La Crosse and Viroqua. Highs today only in the lower to middle teens for most, even single-digit highs for parts of southeastern Minnesota and northeastern Iowa. Another beautiful shot through CityCam this evening. That cold, dry air makes for some nice afterglow when that sun sets, and skies are mainly clear across the region right now. A few clouds up towards Fargo and Aberdeen might cross parts of the area overnight, especially north. Current temperatures 5 in Viroqua and Preston, 9 here in La Crosse, 8 in Eau Claire and Black River Falls. Now, it's not going to be as cold as last night, but don't get me wrong, still plenty cold. Lows in the single digits above and below zero, right around 2 above here in La Crosse. Wind chills in the single digits and teens below zero. I'll talk about that next kind of dump of cold air later this week with my 8-day forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks very much, Bill. Back on the news side of things, we are learning more about a break-in that left 2 people with injuries in Chippewa Falls. The Chippewa Falls District Attorney officially charged Elijah Johnson and Jeremiah Mackey with armed robbery, substantial battery with intent of bodily harm, and use of a dangerous weapon. They are also charged with false imprisonment, criminal damage to property, and theft. According to the criminal complaint, the 2 broke through the door into an apartment where the 2 victims were living. Johnson used a gun to hit both of the victims, and he threatened to shoot them. Mackey tried to take one of the victims' phones as they were calling 911. And a third person was also there and helped Mackey and Johnson steal a PlayStation 5 out of that apartment before being driven away. Everyone charged admitted to being involved. Mackey admitted to pawning the PS5. When one of the victims asked why the men would want to break in, they said they had been fighting over social media. Your favorite beer might cost you more. Another shortage is making it tougher for brewers to keep costs down. News 8 Now's Emily Haugen joins us in studio with what one local brewery is seeing.
Ken, the beer industry has taken plenty of hits since the pandemic began, and it's not just hops and barley. The cost of a key ingredient you might not think of is skyrocketing.
Once you think you've seen it all, right?
Joe Kachaver has been in the business of brewing for 24 years.
Supply chain disruptions are a real thing.
Hitting everything from aluminum cans to the ingredients used to make a pint.
All the years I've been brewing, I've never seen barley prices higher than they are in the last 18 months or so.
Now, some prices are set to stabilize.
We did have a good crop year in North America for barley, wheat, and cereal products in general.
Other parts of the industry are still causing bottlenecks.
Since the pandemic, Pearl Street has seen success in stores. Behind the bar, not so much.
They're not back to where they want to be, and if they're not doing good, we're not doing as good as we'd like to be.
Beyond slower bar traffic, low carbon dioxide levels are another blow.
They're going to be adding CO2 to get that effervescence that we expect in a beer.
Brewers Association economist Bart Watson says low CO2 levels date back to the start of the pandemic.
As oil prices plummeted, so a lot of ethanol plants weren't profitable to run, so they stopped running them, which meant we didn't recapture that CO2.
Low supply hits everyone, but Watson says smaller breweries are hit the hardest because larger companies are first in line. Recently, Pearl Street upped their prices.
We kind of held out as long as we could on that, and prices went up a little bit, but nothing real significant to the consumer.
As the year begins, Kachaver is optimistic.
Things are looking pretty good, and like I said, short of any other major pitfalls, we should be okay.
Kachevar also tells me what Pearl Street Brewery has found ways to work around shortages as they come and will continue to make it work for their customers. Ken?
All right, thanks very much, Emily. The Federal Reserve economic data shows that in the last year, carbon dioxide costs jumped significantly. As of December, that's the biggest price jump of all beer ingredients. La Crosse, meanwhile, celebrating a civil rights legend's birthday in a special way. This Saturday is Rosa Parks' birthday, and throughout the week, La Crosse MTU will commemorate with their Transit Equity Days. Community members can ride buses for free through Saturday, and local politicians will ride along to raise awareness about the civil right to transportation. A member of the La Crosse Area Transit Advocates Group says having access to public transportation is just as important as the right to water and shelter.
What kind of a community would we be if we say, sorry, if you can't get to the doctor, that's too bad, and leave it at that? I really do think that a community has an obligation to ensure that its citizens can get to places they need to go.
Today, County Board Representative Ralph Gary had a seat on one of MTU's many buses. He represents the north side of La Crosse. He says he looks forward to Transit Equity Days every year to help spotlight an important asset to the community.
I think it's a very good idea to recognize the good job the MTU does and the great service they provide, not only for the residents of the north side, but the city and the area, because it goes beyond, La Crosse.
The city provides rides to Vernon, Monroe, and Crawford counties through the Smart Bus. Fare will be free all day tomorrow. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz signed the right to abortion and other reproductive health care rights into Minnesota law today. The bill makes sure the state's existing abortion protections stay in place even if the state Supreme Court make up changes in the future. After the midterm elections, Democrats took hold of both the state's houses of the legislature, and lawmakers rushed the bill through in response to the United States Supreme Court decision to reverse Roe v. Wade.
And for Minnesotans, what you're going to see now at a time when it becomes very frustrating watching the democracy, Minnesota's democracy worked great. Minnesota had a debate last year on the issues. We voted in near record numbers. Our votes were counted. They were secure. Winners and losers were determined. And then policies moved forward.
This victory is for Indigenous women, for Native women, for Black women, for our LGBTQ+ neighbors and relatives, for low-income folks, for people who live in rural communities, and for everyone who has fought for sovereignty of their own bodies.
Abortion rights were already protected after a 1995 state Supreme Court decision that determined the state's constitution protects abortion rights. Now, opponents of this measure say it's extreme and it leaves the state with no restrictions on abortion at any stage of a pregnancy. Minnesota is the first state legislature to codify protections this year. It can be hard to get out and moving, especially in the wintertime, but UWL students are hoping to help elder community members stay active. Starting next week, you can walk with an eagle. AARP is collaborating with a class for a once-a-week stroll with people on campus. Those who sign up will be paired with a student, and an assistant professor says this will benefit everyone.
We know that walking is great for our physical, mental, cognitive, but we also know that we can also increase our social connections. So connect to the campus community, connect to our students, and also gives our students an opportunity to kind of apply what they learn in the classroom.
The first walk happens on February 7th in the Student Union. Walks will be happening indoors until the weather gets warmer. Even though it's geared toward older members of the community, anyone 18 and up can sign up. There's no charge. We've got more information on how to register on news8000.com. Still ahead tonight at 6, area doctors are asking everyone to help them save lives by donating blood. Plus, a unique challenge in hospitals. New guidelines are helping medical caregivers better serve hospitalized teenagers.
Don't miss Ashley's President's Day preview sale. This week only, get 10% off on trending styles throughout the store and online. And explore special financing options that fit your budget. Visit your local Ashley store in Arcadia, Eau Claire, and Onalaska, and the Ashley Outlet in Arcadia.
Nobody thinks about their sewer or drain until it's too late, and oftentimes, problems that do arise can cause major damage to your home, property, and your family's health. Why not treat your plumbing right and choose Maxwell White? For just $99, we'll perform a camera inspection of your drain, looking for any potential problems that may arise in the future. So don't wait until you're in over your head. Call the fast, reliable professionals at Maxwell White.
Maxwell White, plumbing done right. I've practiced personal injury law for 4 years.
For 20 years.
For 32 years.
But I won't write your will.
I don't write contracts.
And I don't handle divorces.
The law profession is broad and complex. I focus my career on one thing.
Helping injured people.
All I do every day
is help injured people get the compensation that they deserve.
At Bygoff and Rohde, that's how we get results.
Got a good feeling about this, yeah, I'm with it. I got a good feeling about this, yeah, so let's get it. I'm feeling good vibes.
Pullman, Onalaska, and La Crosse. Cordell's Automotive is now even easier to find near you. Which location will you visit? Being family owned, we get what it takes to truly care for your vehicle the same way you care for those you love. Schedule an appointment and let us help you know you're safe.
Don't sleep on Ashley's President's Day mattress preview sale. Save up to $900 on select Purple mattresses and Ascent base sets. Plus, receive 10% off Purple pillows, sheets, and mattress protectors. Visit your local Ashley store in Arcadia, Eau Claire, and Onalaska, and the Ashley Outlet in Arcadia.
January is National Blood Donor Month, and on this last day of the month, Mayo Clinic Health System doctors are raising awareness about their patients who need blood donations. Blood donors save the lives of people with many conditions, but about a quarter of the nation's donated blood supply goes to cancer patients. The nation needs more blood donors, as only 3% of Americans donate regularly. If you're on the fence about giving blood, Mayo Clinic doctors say the community's help is always needed.
We can give people a lot of manufactured products, medications and things, fluids and things like that, but we cannot manufacture blood. That is something that we rely on the community to give us, to be able to give to our patients.
Every unit of blood helps. You can contact a local blood donation program or the American Red Cross at the numbers on your screen. New guidelines from the American Academy of Pediatrics wants medical caregivers to think differently when treating teenagers in the hospital. Right now, 20% of all U.S. pediatric hospital admissions are teens between age 11 and 20. The new guidelines say those adolescents can have difficulties in the hospital because they're more developed and can experience more anxiety as they understand more of what's happening to them. The guidelines emphasize hospitals prioritizing confidentiality and helping those teens feel educated and prepared. A child life specialist with La Crosse's Mayo Clinic Health System says it's a policy their medical professionals have already started to use.
We all need to be aware of how to speak their language and making sure they understand what's happening to their body and they're learning how to cope with it in a healthy way.
She says it's especially important now because mental health is a current crisis for teenagers nationwide. She adds hospitals can provide coping items for teens who come in for surgery and maintain a recreational space that's age appropriate for teen activities. After the break, a daily battle in the winter. We have some recommendations for those who are struggling to keep their skin healthy during these drier months of the year.
And I'm Chief Meteorologist Bill Grahl. As advertised, brutally cold last night. This morning, wind chills in the 20s and 30s below. Will it be that cold tonight? I'll have the answer with my 8-day forecast after the break.
Pilgrims was great. When I was diagnosed with breast cancer, they united around me from HR down to the people on the floor. They helped me get through the rough times. Pilgrims is not just a job, it's a career path.
Clearview Cabinetry starts as a kitchen built for right now and grows with you as life changes. It's flexible by design, so you can go from doors to drawers for storage that works at every stage. Save big money on Clearview Cabinetry. Countertops are the center of a home with elegant to everyday options and easy installation that you can do yourself. Save big money on custom craft countertops and start your next project today, now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Right now with Papa Murphy's, we've got a great deal.
Which means I make more great pizza.
Like our $9.99 XLNY pizza. It's everything you'd expect from a classic New York-style pizza, hot and fresh out of your oven. Order now at papamurphys.com.
With most value menus, more cheese means spending more cheddar. But Taco John's Valuest menu isn't most value menus. Now get our Nacho Crunch Burrito with chicken for just $3. Or get it with beef for just $2.
Only on the Valuest menu at Taco John's.
Cold weather and winter winds remind us that old windows and doors are not our friends. New windows and doors, expertly installed by certified installers, bring comfort, convenience, energy savings, and a great new look. Begin now in choosing just the right windows for your home. Order now and avoid the inevitable price increase in the new year. No worries about missing a promotion. The Board Store offers you the best possible price every day and any day. Contact us online or visit our showroom for a prompt free estimate on windows and doors or other home improvements.
Welcome to the brand new Holiday Inn Express and Suites. Whether you're here for business, family events, or a weekend getaway, we've got you covered. Overtired? Overworked? Lay down in one of our super comfy beds. Got kids? Our adjoining rooms are perfect for a restful night's sleep. Let the kids burn off energy in our kiddie pool while you relax in our hot tub. Come check in and check out our brand new Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Onalaska La Crosse.
Working Pilgrims has been working super nice, very convenient for me and my family. Especially on this job, I have a CDL driver license. Pilgrims is more than a job, it's a career path.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
It is a yearly battle in Midwestern winters, the cold air and your skin. Cold, dry air these days can damage any unprotected skin, especially on your face and hands. And as your skin dehydrates, experts say your hands are especially at risk for developing cracks and cuts that could lead to potential infection. Experts say protective winter clothing like gloves is essential, but when you're indoors, they say you should make moisturizing a routine to prevent any future cracks or irritation.
These products only last for a few hours at maximum, so you really need to hydrate and moisturize at minimum 2 to 3 times daily.
We're talking 3 categories of moisturizers for you to choose from: ointments, which have oil, creams, which have oil and water, and then lotions, which are generally water-based. Dr. Davis says if your skin is especially raw, you want to start with ointments. And then when your skin improves, using a hypoallergenic, fragrance-free cream or lotion may provide enough moisture to prevent further problems. And it's something we definitely had to have heeded this week, especially in those overnight hours, Bill, because those lows got pretty darn low.
Yeah, very cold, dry air in play, and that's pretty common during the winter months. Of course, air's dry year-round. You definitely get used to using the hand lotion for sure. All right, much of the month was actually not too bad. In fact, we had 7 days below average, but the last 4 days were not only below average, but well below average. Saturday's high was 15, Sunday 10, yesterday's high was 8, and today's high was only 12 degrees, but 3 times as many days were above average. A lot of orange boxes on the graphic here indicating all of those above average high temperatures in La Crosse this month. So overall, the month of January is going to end up above average by quite a bit. Now, this morning, as I mentioned, very, very cold. Look at these wind chills. 35 below in Ridgeway, that's up in Winona County. 33 below in Decorah, 31 below in Preston, 30 below at Bulkfield, and 26 below this morning here in La Crosse and in Viroqua. Live look through CityCam, clear sky. There's that high of 12, a morning low of 12 below. 28 and 10 are the averages. Remember, just 4 years ago, even colder than this morning, 33 degrees below zero. My goodness, and no rain or snow for today. Currently 9 degrees. Out at the airport, 10 here at the station. Winds aren't overly strong, but enough to push our wind chill down to 1 below, and it feels like 5 below for you folks in Eau Claire with an air temperature of 8 degrees. So another cold night in store, just not as cold as last night and this morning. We're already down into the single digits for most, still 11 degrees in Winona. Winds out of the southwest generally at about 5 to 15 miles per hour, and that is pushing wind chills into the single digits below zero, even 11 below in Viroqua, 15 below over in Rochester, and 13 below in Preston. Zone forecast showing lows tonight right around 1 or 2 degrees, at least above zero here in La Crosse, single digits above zero in our southern communities. As we head back to the north, though, colder. In fact, parts of Jackson and Clark counties might see some double-digit below numbers in those traditional cold spots, right around 4 to 6 below for you folks up in Eau Claire. So skies are mainly clear. Some of these clouds up to the north and west may cross the area overnight tonight as a little disturbance zips by to our north, but otherwise cold high pressure in full control. Now, Sky Tracker kind of overdoing the cloud cover. This happens sometimes when it's so cold. It kind of gets fooled by the cold air thinking it's clouds. And then tomorrow, kind of a mix of sun and clouds, but we'll call it partly cloudy. Now, Thursday night, or Wednesday night into Thursday morning, another cold front sweeps through, maybe a few flurries, but what it's going to do is reinforce the cold air with the northwesterly winds on Thursday as well. Now tomorrow, not as cold, lower to middle 20s, but that's below average. Down to the south, low to mid 20s for highs as well. And as we head back to the north, more of the same, lower to middle 20s, including Eau Claire and Chippewa Falls, a little colder there. Upper teens to around 20 degrees. So for tonight, cold, but not as cold as last night. 2 degrees, but still wind chills in the single digits and teens below zero. Tomorrow, partly cloudy. A little bit warmer, but cold, 24. Kind of a blustery Groundhog Day, 19 for the high. There's that next dump of cold air. Single digits and teens below zero for lows Thursday night. Single digit highs on Friday. But look at the switch kind of churned for the weekend. Highs in the 30s, but with that comes more cloud cover, but mainly dry. Just a chance for some light rain or a mix on Monday of next week, but highs well into the 30s on Monday.
Yeah, next week looking pretty darn good by comparison.
Definitely. A little bit of a miniature heat wave, perhaps.
And we will take it. Thanks so much, Bill. Okay. Coming up next in sports, the Bucks are back in action tonight, looking for their 5th straight win. Plus, Onalaska's Manny Putz has put his name on the map in Wisconsin. Now the sophomore being recognized statewide. Rob has that story next.
New windows can give you a whole new view of the world around you. Call today for a prompt free estimate from the Board Store Home Improvements. 782-8877.
And he was a kid, 4 years old, he had lats. The only way you get lats is from doing prison time and doing pull-ups. He was a bad little kid. He was so evil, his first baby tooth, it came in chipped. Walking around the neighborhood smoking his mama's cigarettes.
Get ready for the comedy of Marlon Wayans, the Microphone Fiend Tour. Saturday, February 11th at Ho Chunk Gaming, Black River Falls, Wisconsin, with special guest DC Irvin. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster. Don't miss Marlon Wayans live.
Hey everybody, it's me, Tracy Turnblad from Hairspray. Broadway's Tony Award-winning Best Musical is back, featuring songs that are fresh, winning, and tuneful. Come see the mega hit about a girl from 1960s Baltimore, me, who dares to dream big and changes the world. Don't miss the warm-hearted musical comedy, Hairspray.
Order tickets at 608-796-3100 or online at ViturboFineArtsCenter.com.
You've got a Plus service for movies, plus a few Plus services for your favorite TV shows, plus a few extra. Plus, all those pluses add up. I guess that's why there's so many. How about a Plus service that's free, plus gives you local news, plus weather, plus sports, plus a little extra? News 8000 Plus, the Plus service that's everything local. Plus, it's free. Plus, it's easy to find on any of these. Plus this.
The Drew Crew is here! Hello! Yes, let's drew it.
You're here now. It's fantastic. Just stay that way. I love it.
Baby, do you feel me now?
Feeling it.
Oh, give us a pint of the good stuff, Drew. You kind of crushed it today. I do love this job.
Weekdays at 3 on News 8. Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now's Rob Schiff.
Hilltopper sophomore Manny Putz is on a ride that is just getting started, and he's not only making a name for himself in Onalaska, he's putting the entire state on notice. Putz being named the 2020 Cross-Country Player of the Year, the first ever to be chosen from Onalaska High School. Putz raced to victory at the Division I state championship last season. He was also the state's top performer at the Roy Gryak Invitational, finishing 4th overall. And he capped off his season by taking 11th at the Champs Sports Midwest Regionals. And most importantly, Putz accomplishing all of these feats while maintaining a 3.93 GPA in the classroom. Big congrats goes out to Manny on this special accomplishment. Onto the hardwood now. The Bucks are back in action tonight, hosting Charlotte. Milwaukee looking for its 5th straight win. Since missing 5 straight, Giannis has come back on a tear. He's led the Bucks to a 4-game winning streak, just casually dropping 50 points on the Pelicans Sunday night, 20 of 26 from the field. 2-time MVP will try to get his squad win number 5 in a row against the Hornets tonight. Tip-off is at 7. NFL news now. Look who's back on the sidelines. Former Super Bowl winning head coach for the Saints, Sean Payton, will be back on the sidelines in 2023, but this time in Denver. Bill's excited for that. The Broncos reaching a deal for Payton by sending a 2023 first-round pick and a 2024 second-rounder to New Orleans. The Broncos get Payton and a 2024 third-rounder. Payton was the NFL Coach of the Year back in 2006. Now it's time for my favorite segment, Play of the Week. It's our chance to put the spotlight on some of the best athletes throughout the Cooley region. Let's check out those nominees. We'll start with a few rim rockers. Number 1 comes from the Toma Timberwolves, Tom Hesse, ahead of the pack. He's going to throw it down. Big-time jam for the senior. Number 2, staying on the hardwood, West Salem and Bangor over the weekend. The Panthers' Peter Latos getting up for the two-handed slam. West Salem is rolling. Number 3, the Central Boys getting a big win over rival Aquinas. Look at Henry Meyer putting the cherry on top. Riverhawks red hot. And number 4 on the girls' side, West Salem's Megan Johnson. Pretty finish at the Cup. Panthers over Luther. West Salem will have his hands full tonight against Macy Dinarski and the Blue Golds. Blue Gold Senior counted +1. West Salem and Aquinas going head-to-head in about 45 minutes from now. Some great plays this week. To vote for your favorite, just go to news8000.com/vote, and we'll have those results coming up tonight at 10. I'm pumped. I'm heading to Aquinas. That game starts in about 45 minutes, like I just said. I'm not getting to see West Salem GET. That's an awesome matchup in the Cooley Conference. Our buddy Greg is going to be at that game. Exciting times on the hardwood.
Should be a jam-packed 10 o'clock sports.
I can't wait.
All right,
I'm out of breath.
We can't.
I'm always out of breath. It's nothing new.
Rob, thanks so much, man. We'll be right back to wrap things up.
Walt never smoked a day in his life, so when he developed a bad cough, we never thought lung cancer, but that's what it was. What gives a non-smoker lung cancer? A friend suggested we check the house for radon. Sure enough, it was high. We've had it taken care of now, but I wish we'd known sooner. Walt died 4 weeks and 5 days after the diagnosis. If you haven't had your home checked for radon, do it. Do it for your family. No one should lose someone they love because of this.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Schwabel, Getz & Sieben today.
A driver hit me head-on, and it changed my life forever. I was completely terrified. Schwabel, Getz & Sieben came and talked with me. I knew right away they have genuine concern, and this is the firm that I want. I absolutely did pick the right law firm.
You need an experienced attorney on your side. Schwabel, Getz & Sieben.
Clear to partly cloudy tonight. Not as cold as last night, but don't get me wrong, still plenty cold. Lows in the single digits above and below 0. Wind chills, single digits and teens below 0. Cold tomorrow, but not as cold, 24. 19 for Groundhog Day, and then another dump of cold air. Single digits and teens below 0 Thursday night. In fact, very similar to last night. And then Friday's highs only in the single digits, but much warmer for the weekend.
And your Broncos have no draft capital anymore, but you do have Sean Payton.
That's all right. We've got a coach.
So you're making the playoffs next year?
Let's not go that far.
Thanks for joining us tonight at 6.